You know that feeling when you're in a conversation with someone and you just can't keep up? Even though you think you know the language, you can't seem to understand what they're saying. In this video, I'm going to show you why that happens and, more importantly, what you can do about it. Welcome to Zen Fluent Maria. I'm Maria, and in this video, I'm going to talk about something that a lot of people struggle with: understanding native English speakers. A lot of people have told me that they've studied English for years, but still can't understand a word they're saying. And trust me, as a non-native speaker, I know how frustrating this can be. Today, we'll talk about the challenges of understanding native speakers and how you can overcome them. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first reason why you have difficulties understanding native speakers is because native speakers use contractions a lot. They like to shorten words or phrases, and by doing so, they speak faster and sound more natural. For example, instead of saying he is running late, they say he's running late. Or I can't understand why you're not coming. Or I hope she'll call me when they're home. Notice the pattern? This is especially true for informal speech. But this is harder for non-native language learners and speakers because in non-native countries, English is thought as a written language in schools with lots of grammar rules, and we are actually told to even avoid contractions. So later in life, when we come across speaking, we struggle to understand real-life English. Can you relate to this? Now, in the comments below, I want you to tell me where you are from in the world and how is English taught in schools in your country. Did you focus on contractions and spoken English, or you avoided these speaking rules? Now, here's a sentence with lots of contractions that are very common in English informal speech. Listen carefully. If y'all want to improve your spoken English, y'all better pay attention. I ain't joking around. This sentence contains contractions that are here to simplify the language. However, coming from a non-native language learner perspective, I would say it is not all that simple. So if you haven't already, I would suggest you to write down all contractions on a piece of paper or a notebook. First, you need to get familiar with all the contractions in the English language. Then, once you're confident that you know all of them, it is time to start practicing. Now, the primary part of your practice should be noticing. So whenever you watch a movie or a YouTube video, a TED Talk, or listen to music, an audiobook, or listen to a podcast with native speakers, make sure you catch the contractions in the speech you're listening to. This is a sure way for your ears and brain to get used to listening to shortened speech and become familiar with it. You can also practice talking to yourself at home and using different contractions instead of using the whole words and phrases. I'm sure once you get used to hearing and practicing contractions, you'll have a much easier time understanding native speakers. The second reason why you don't understand native speakers is because native speakers know many different ways of saying the same thing. Let me give you an example. Let's say we say the word no. Native speakers can say, nope, I don't think so. I think not. Probably best to leave it. I'm not sure. No way. Sorry, not now. By no means. Certainly not. And so on and so on. Or for the word yes, native speakers can say something like, yeah, okay, of course, definitely, sure, yes, please, all right then, absolutely, yep, cool, no problem. You see, native speakers know these words instinctively, so they know exactly when to use a more formal word or an informal one. Now, I gave you two very easy words as examples, but what happens if you come across words that you don't know? The best thing you can do is to practice English daily. Now, there are two very effective methods to learn new words or similar words, and I have an entire video about it where I give you a practical way to learn and remember words forever. That's why I'll leave the link in the description box below, so make sure you give it a watch. Finally, the third reason why you cannot understand native speakers is because native speakers use connected speech or linked speech. Now, if you haven't heard about connected speech before, basically it is when native speakers connect words when speaking naturally. So they don't say words in isolation, but connect words or link words or even shorten words or stress words differently. Let me give you an example of this. One of the most common characteristics of connected speech is shortening sounds when two words are together. For instance, I want to becomes I wanna. I'm going to becomes I'm gonna. I should have becomes I shoulda, and so on. So if you haven't heard these words before, confusion about the meaning of them is very common, especially if you're a non-native speaker. This is because we have a hard time picking out individual words from connected speech because words are very slurred in a way. If you find yourself thinking, wow, this person talks so fast, or I can't seem to understand what this person is saying, even if my English is perfect, connected speech might be the reason why. So how to learn connected speech? By focusing on your listening skills. Connected speech is mostly used in informal speech, and you can hear it a lot in movies, TV shows, English radio, or anywhere where you have the opportunity to listen to a conversation among native speakers. The best way to practice this will be if you listen and read through a transcript or read from English subtitles. You'll notice how words are connected and your brain will get familiarized to recognizing these patterns. My most effective method for getting familiarized with connected speech fast is listening to songs. This is both a fun and effective technique to practice connected speech. Again, I have an entire video where I talk about listening to songs and how to do it the right way. So I'll leave the link in the description box for you. I hope exploring these 3 reasons for not being able to understand native speakers has given you some insight on how you can improve your study techniques. Overall, if you want to be able to understand native English speakers, you need to expose yourself to the language as much as possible and practice, practice, practice. I promise you, with time and patience, you'll begin to get the flow of the language and understand it naturally. Finally, if you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give me a big thumbs up to support me. Until the next video, stay zen and bye.